Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Trevor Sullivan from Death to the Scene Network, and this is Death to the Review Show. Today we're going to be talking about Lilac Queen's EP, If Only. It came out on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020. It was recorded at Kobe Sound by Chris Kobialka? I cannot read nor pronounce things. Be nice to me. And the art is by Dan Junta. It's okay to beat me up. You're allowed. Little bit of a background on Lilac Queen. Came onto my radar maybe a week ago. Because I heard murmurs. Everyone was talking about this band that was starting up and how they're just popping off and are basically the best band. Even though they kind of just started, and I was like, oh, okay. So 5 days ago, I listened to their single, and it was really, really good. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the shit. And then sure enough, they released an EP, and this thing's killer, guys. This thing is good. It gives me very heavy, The World is a Beautiful Place vibes, except I actually like this. I have weird disconnects with The World is a Beautiful Place in that all the space and all the heavy bits and everything are really cool, but I don't connect with the vocality or the lyrics so much, and it kind of bores me. This is everything that's good about that kind of genre, but it makes an immediate connection with you. And everything lyrically and the way that the songs are arranged instrumentally and everything just grabs you. And you have an immediate connection to this, and you feel it. Even at first listen, I was immediately feeling this record. It's pretty cool. It's hard to listen to anything and immediately connect to it, and this does that. Let's get into it. This EP starts with a looped recording of Winona Ryder from Heathers. Lilac Queen, I don't know you, and you don't know me, but you hold the keys to my heart. And I want your opinion on Heathers the musical, if you are aware of it. I love that musical. I love that movie too. I am of the mindset that the musical is a better caricature of society at the time, and it's more of a social statement and everything, but I think both are brilliant, and I adore them so deeply. And when I first listened to this, I was like, yo, what? Very, very cool. You guys win. And with that being said, this is the best EP I've ever heard. Thanks for... No, I'm just kidding. So, a little bit about the production. The production has this kind of gritty edge to it all across the board. And there are two big players in that. The first of which, the rhythm guitar, is just a big, fat-ass guitar sound. There's, in a world where everyone that you kind of see doing not heavy, just heavy screamo stuff, everyone's kind of starting to get more into the jangly tones and a lot more high-end, frequency-wise, high-end tones, or they're just fuzzing out completely. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there is just something about a super tight, super just sounds like, 5 half stacks right next to each other, fat amp tone. I don't know how you guys did it, but the rhythm guitar tones on this kills me. It's easily my favorite part of the whole EP, is just how those tones are. And it is lifted so much by the lead guitar tone and all of that ambient washiness, which I'm not always a fan of, but it is done so tastefully and in such a way that highlights everything else that's going on in all of the songs that it just feels massive and vast. I think it's a dangerous thing when you start soaking things in reverb and delay and modulation or anything like that to start kind of losing the integrity of your notes and stuff like that. Everything feels like it's there and it's landing, but that it takes up this huge space and that it puts you in a big room so that you can experience the songs as opposed to drowning you in them. And I think that that is a very impressive thing. So good on you guys. The other half of the production that I was really impressed with, specifically on Tar, across the board, but specifically on Tar, the screaming vocals in Tar are so raw and so powerful because of it. It's not off pitch or anything like that. It's not like off key, but there are natural breaks in the voice that are left in there. There are little voice cracks here and there, and it is just emotional. Scream your guts out. I am in this moment. Even if it wasn't a one take, it feels like the most legendary one take that has ever happened. It is so emotionally driving. There's just something so real about it, and it plays with the other vocalists so well and just pushes everything in the song, and I felt it, man. Good work. Powerful stuff. I do want to talk about some of the lyricism. The song that sticks for me the most in this is Cemetery Sounds. Sorry, I'm not good with names. Cemetery Sounds. I'm going to read some of the pull quotes. The song in general, my interpretation of it at least, feels very much like a person who is struggling, being in a relationship that is not conducive to the person struggling healing very much, but also being made to feel like a burden, so it's almost doubling down on it. And that's a rough spot to be in, if that is the case. The two quotes I picked, the first one was, what if I'd stayed this time, if I didn't run away this time, if you remembered my name this time. The interpretations of that are endless. Just the whole concept of being able to have your significant other identify you for who you are and maybe struggling with if they actually do or not is a topic that not a lot of bands are broaching. Really interesting stuff. I love a love song or a breakup song that takes an angle that not everyone's talking about. I think that that's a very important thing. And I think that that's good art. I think it is a way to push yourself to write better. The other quote I took from that song was, I thought you were an angel. I thought I could shine, maybe make it into heaven if I stuck by your side. That reverence and almost like worship balance because this person's healthy and you love them so much kind of thing, and like you not feeling good enough because of where you're at in your headspace, and the whole thing where they're not helping you with that too, really sets the stage for kind of how the rest of the song goes downhill from there and how that perception kind of changes. The main chorus is basically along the lines of, I shouldn't have to beg for your time. I shouldn't beg for you to love me, is the exact words. Oof! You guys know how to hit hit it where it lands. You guys, owie. My last note. Last two things. Fourth song, in general, Lorna 2, starts with this a cappella-ish, just both vocalists singing, and then the guitars come in and they're just massive as anything, and they're doing this like James Bond-ass riff, so everything's just big and theatrical, and you know it's about to be epic, and epic it is. And at some point in there, it's in little points throughout, I think there's some at the end of the first song too. I don't know what it is that I'm hearing, but I think that there is heavy amounts of flanger on this record. You have gained the keys to my heart yet again, Lilac Sky. I am a sucker for flanger. I think it is underrated, and everyone trashes it. I literally sold mine because everyone trashes on flanger. People that know how to use flanger good are amazing. It's a tasteful thing. Last note. A little bit in the last song, and I think a little bit in the first song I heard it. It might not be, I could be wrong, but I think I heard flanger. If it is flanger, Lilac Queen, you have gained the keys to my heart yet again. Flanger is the most underrated effect ever, and people that know how to use it well, because it is hard to use well, are just that like next level of being able to make ambient tunes. I had to get rid of my flanger, and it was very, very sad because, you know, people would come up to me and they'd be like, "You're a broke-ass mama. Why do you have flanger? Your tone sucks." And I'd be like, "Mom, what are you doing at this show?" Very uncool. Lilac Sky is doing it well. The links to all of their stuff will be in the description. I cannot stress enough how big this band is going to be and how good this EP is. I obviously love it a lot, but you need to listen to it yourself to be able to understand why. Ambient, washy tones, super raw, super good vocalists, and also like really good breakdowns, which I haven't mentioned yet, but I'm mentioning it here at the end because like all the chug and all the gnar, good stuff. That's all I've got for you guys today. Go check out Lilac Queen. And yeah, thanks for sharing your time with me.